Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I want to do a recap of everything that I hauled during the Sephora VIB sale and other products that I purchased as well from other sites. I keep getting a lot of questions. How do you like this? Did you like this more than this or whatever? So I said, you know what, I'll sit down and I'll just try to let you guys know what I liked, what I didn't really like, so on and so forth. All right, so let's start with eye stuff. As you guys know, I went a little ham with the Tom Ford palette, and this I didn't get to show on camera because I purchased it after I had finished with all my hauls. And this is the palette I'm wearing on my eyes today. It's called Pretty Baby, and guys, I'm obsessed with this palette. Like I had said before, I'm really trying to step out of my comfort zone because let's face it, I live in like golds and browns. But this right here, it's so pretty. And of course, the shade right here, I love this so much. It's like a dual chrome. It's almost like, I'm wearing it on my lids, obviously. It's like pink and blue mixed together. All the shades in this palette, it's so pigmented, so good, so easy to blend. I think it's just a natural sophistication about the Tom Ford shadows, and this is really, really good. I love this palette. And African Violet that I demoed in my last video, absolutely love this as well. I've gotten a chance to use all the shades, including the orange shade, because as I had mentioned before, I'm not doing a full face of makeup now. Like when I go out, I'm just doing eye makeup because I'm wearing my mask. So I've been playing a lot with shadows, and I absolutely love this palette. I would definitely recommend this if you love color, and this one as well. So I love this. The Seductive Rose, as I looked at it, because I had the Seductive Rose palette. As I looked at it, I thought I wouldn't really wear it, so I ended up giving that away, so I don't have it, but I didn't really like that one. And I also love the Noir Fume a lot. And but I'm discovering, especially with the Pretty Baby palette, his darker, kind of more smoky palettes are super pigmented. I think they're a lot more pigmented than his other palettes. I've worn this once and I loved the way it came out. I wore it and I put a little silver from Tate's palette in the center of my lid, and I loved and I wore it during the day. I didn't care. Came out nice and smoky. All these shades are very pigmented and they do blend well together. I didn't need a matte shade. It worked out really good because I used the mattes that are in here, because a lot of times with some of his palettes I have to bring another matte from another palette, but I did enjoy this a lot. All right, so I also hauled this Rusted palette from Mel Cosmetics. Oh my god, the amount of noise that's coming from outside, it's unbelievable. Let me just close my window. All right, I don't know how much that's gonna help, but I hope it helps. All right, so yeah, the Rust palette from Mel Cosmetics. I love this, but I've been mostly using the brown and the kind of like matte shades. I haven't really played around with like the end of the palette, like this part of the palette. But these are super pigmented, very easy to blend, really nice creamy shadows. There's a lot of fallout with this one in particular, but personally, I don't mind. And what I would say about the Tom Ford palettes, you hardly get fallout. Like the Pretty Baby palette that I'm wearing on my eyes today, this dual chrome shade was the only shade that I got some fallout from, but it wasn't anything like too much. It wasn't bad. So I've been loving that. And I don't know if you guys remember it, I hauled this Natasha Denona, her chrome shadow. And this, guys, this is beautiful. I've worn it a couple of times. It's a pretty bronzy kind of color. Look how pretty that is. And I've worn it with my my Tom Ford cream base and my Natasha Denona, her cream shadow in Star Gold. Let me look at the name because I already forgot. It's her Chroma Crystal top coat. And I think this is in the shade Bronze. I don't even see it on the back. The writing is like so small. I hate when they do that. They don't cater for people like me. But this has worked out beautifully. Love it, love it, love it. And of course, I just recently hauled the MAC shadow from the Bronze collection, and this is in the shade San Tropez. Absolutely love this. I haven't worn it again since I debuted it in my last video, but I love it. I love the shade of it. I love the texture of it, and you get a lot in the pan because compared, I should have brought out another MAC eyeshadow, but compared to the other MAC shadows, this is quite a big pan. It was a little pricey though. I think this was like $26, but I absolutely love it. I love that whole Bronze collection. I had so much fun with it, but I liked that a lot. Okay, so am I done with the eyes? Okay, so let's start with oh, and of course my Sonia G brushes, the Sky Eye Set. I haven't used I haven't used any of my other brushes. I'm obsessed with these. I mean, it does such a great job blending my shadows. I'm so happy with it. I can't wait to get the notification for her face set because I'm on the list. I really want it. These are fantastic, and I've been washing them a lot since these are the only brushes I've been using, and it's standing up to the washing and everything. This has been really, really great. So I think these are definitely worth the money. Okay, so face up, guys. The Givenchy Everwear foundation. I'm wearing it today. This foundation is so beautiful, guys. I have it in the shade 430N, which is supposed to have a neutral, warm undertone. It's so beautiful. It's so perfect. When I wore it, this is the second time I'm wearing it. When I wore it the first time on camera, I was testing it out. It lasted all day. I got no creasing in my laugh lines. It did such an amazing job. Oh, love. It's pricey, but I absolutely love, love, love that foundation. All right, so let me talk about this, the two powders, the Tom Ford powder and the by Terry, the hyaluronic powder. Love this powder, but I'm thinking I should have gone with 600 instead of 500. This is 500. Wearing it today, I set my makeup with it. Still very pretty, but I think I wanted it a little darker. Let me just give it a... It has a lot of yellow in it though, but to me, 600 may have been better for me. This is what it looks like. I should have brought my Fenty powder to compare it, but when I compared it with my Fenty powder, it's a little lighter than my Fenty powder. I mean, I'll still rock with it. It's very pretty. But I think I should have gone with the shade 600 instead. But I think when I purchased this, I think this was the deepest shade that they had. But I do like this a lot. I just wished I had gotten a darker shade. Now the Tom Ford finishing powder, I've been putting this like on my forehead because like I haven't been doing a full face of makeup. And this is definitely, for me, more of a finishing powder and not a setting powder. This doesn't really, because when I put it, even when I put it on my forehead, I can still see like shine peeking through. It's not obviously not full coverage. So this is definitely a finishing powder for me. I'm not wearing it today, but this is definitely a finishing powder. And so if I had really like sat and think about it, would I have paid $80-something for a finishing powder? No. So because of that, I'm kind of like, it's just okay. Because I mean, for a finishing powder, if it was like a setting powder, because I wear a setting powder every time I do my makeup, and I love my Marc Jacobs finishing powder because it has a glow. So this is kind of like, okay, it's just okay, because yeah, and I wish the color wasn't so neutral as well. All right. Continuing on with the face, I'm going to talk about the two bronzers that I purchased. Obviously, you guys know I love the Kosas bronzer, and I have it in the shade Deep. wearing it today on my forehead. And I love the Sephora brush number 80 that I usually use with it. Let me put a little bit more on. And it's just so pretty, and it has like a sheen, as you can see. When I put it on here, it's so good. I have no regrets with this bronzer. And what I realize now is that I have so much like contour shades. I'm loving like bronzers, like the bronzer shades. So when I can't wait for the Charlotte Tilbury. And at first I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna go with the deepest shade that she puts out. No, I don't want a contour anymore. I want a bronzer. So I totally love this. I even forgot I had hauled this. I literally had to go through my Sephora app to see what I purchased. But this was the Nars, the bronzers they brought out, and I love the packaging. This is in the shade Punta Cana, right? This is Punta Cana. And this didn't work out for me. It was way too light. I'm giving this to my niece. And it looks a little deeper in the pan, but I don't know, it didn't show up like, you can like barely see it. It has like a reddish color. I don't know. This didn't, it didn't work out for me at all. I don't really like it. Continuing on with bronzers, I absolutely love the Natasha Denona, the Contour Sculpting Powder. This was recommended to me. I love this so much. I have it in the deepest shade, which I think is deep. And I think you get a lot in the pan. It has like a slight redness to it, but it's not obvious. It's not as bad as like Coco Mommy from Fenty Beauty. I have that contour powder. I don't really use it. It's just redder than red. This is just really slight. I am wearing it today. I think it looks very natural and very beautiful. And continuing on with bronzers, I love the Fenty from the Cheeks Out collection. I have it in the shade Chocolate. I'm wearing it today. This though, in the future, because I love the texture and the formula of it so much, I think in the future with this, I'm gonna get a darker shade. I think because it's more on the sheer side and it's buildable. If you own it, you know what I mean. And it looks a lot darker in the pan than it does on my skin tone. So I think I would go up to whatever the shade is above, well, below this. I would go up to that shade because I love the texture, but I want it a little darker on my cheek. I want it as dark as, say, like the Huda Beauty. And I think I would still wear this, but I think I would wear this more as like a bronzer and use the darker shade as a contour, because the formula of this is fantastic. Not slippery, not oily, just sits on your skin. I think it's really, really pretty. I think I just need a darker shade because it's deceptive the way it looks in the pan because of the formula's kind of sheer, but I love it. All right, so let's talk about these two. I have 3 cheek palettes here. And let's talk about the Orgasm X. I used this once and I deliberately used it because I knew I was going to do this roundup. These are so hard to open, these Nars palette. I just broke a nail that I don't even have because my nails are so I can't get it open. The Orgasm X palette. Let me try again to see if I can get it open. All right, so here it is. I used it once. And for some reason, guys, well, I was a little disappointed. And I love the Orgasm blush. But for some reason, it didn't, I don't know. The formula is very dry compared to the original Orgasm. And so this is it right here. But compared to the original, I just find it so dry. All the shades in here are dry. The highlighter is dry. I mean, it's pigmented, but it just feels dry, like when I put it on. And when I put it on, it actually looked dry as well. I don't know if it was the day. I'm not sure. I wasn't too thrilled with it. Of course, like I said, I used it once. So I'm not sure. I have to give it another try. And the other palette, this is the Star Scene palette that I got from Ulta. I did my giveaway of this as well. The packaging is beautiful, but And I don't know if the person who won the giveaway, if she feels the same. I was disappointed with the payoff, especially when I swatched it on my fingers. The payoff was good because I deliberately put it on today. Can you guys see anything that looks pink or gold or anything on my cheeks? I'm pretty sure the answer is no. I couldn't get it to show up on my cheek. I used my blush brush from the Jacqueline Times Murphy collection that I always use, that always gives me like good pigmentation with my blushes. I couldn't get any. When I swatch it with my finger, boom, there it is, the way it shows up. Let me see. Well, I don't have my blush brush, but see? It's like, I mean, I love a subtle blush, but this doesn't really have any pigmentation, and this does feel a little dry as well. So for my subscriber that won the giveaway, I would love to, if you watch this video, I would love to hear your thoughts on it, because to me, I'm disappointed. The payoff is not that great. The packaging is it, and the packaging is pretty, and to me, that's it. I'm not really feeling it. The Jaclyn Hill palette though, and I have the Flare. Oh my god, I'm in love with this palette. I mixed the top 2 shades today. I've also worn, when I did my makeup, you know, just to try everything on my own, I wore this shade, and it was really, really, really pretty. This palette is so good. Look at that. And it's so creamy, so it just melts into your skin. It doesn't have that dry formula like the Nars palettes. It's like, and Nars is gonna have to come up with something really amazing in the future for me to purchase from them again. Like I said, they've been pissing me off lately. Like, their stuff have been very repetitive and very like hit or miss. And I love Nars as a brand, but no, they need to step up their game. And yeah, but this palette is so beautiful. I would definitely, like, if you're a makeup collector and you like highlighters, I don't know if that sale, they had a 50% off on Murphy after I purchased this. I don't know if that sale is still going on, but I think this is a very good investment. It's a beautiful, beautiful palette. I'm gonna get a lot of use out of it. I love how the highlighters look on my skin tone and the packaging, and this mirror is literally everything. Love this so much. And speaking of highlighters, so let's talk about this, the Fenty, and this is the highlighter in Cognac Candy. I regret buying this, guys. This is like one of the first things from Fenty. I debuted it on my channel. I put it on. It looked okay, but I think it's because I had everything on and I was like in the moment, like revisiting, because I wore this a couple times just to revisit it. And guys, this is not worth the money. I mean, let me swatch it here. This is it on my hand. I don't know what you can see. It's like right here, and forget it on the skin tone. I don't see the glitter that people are talking about, but I put it on, I see a little something, and then I would have to like spray my cheek again to make it wet. But as the day go on and stuff, it's like it disappears. I don't see it at all. I'm not sure what happens to it. It disappears, so I'm not a fan at all. So I almost forgot the Fenty blushes. So as you guys know, I bought Rose Latte and I bought Fuego Flush. I always can't get over how small they are. And these are so beautiful, and they're great. They apply great with your fingers. I'm still trying to get that brush, the brush that she has for these to apply like cream products, and it's always been sold out. So this is Fuego Flush and Rose Latte, and I love them so much. I purchased, when I went on the Fenty website, I purchased Daiquiri Drip, and this is so pretty. And as you know, these are sheer as well, and after a while the color does fade. Look at this color. Oh my, and me playing with this color, but like I said, it shears out nicely. So this is pretty much what you get. And after a while, as the day go on, it kind of fades as well, but it's so pretty. And while I was on the site, I picked up her little hand mirror that I have been using. So these blushes were definitely a hit for me. And this daiquiri drip, oh, it's so pretty. Reminds me of the color that's in the Natasha Denona, that Bloom Blush and Glow palette. So these were definitely a hit. All right, and speaking of misses, the Tom Ford Emotion Proof Concealer. I'm putting this, and I hate bashing products and, you know, brands, but this is on the top of my list for the worst concealer I've ever tried. And I thought that Becca concealer, I don't remember the name of it. They have the foundation to match. I thought that was bad. This is ridiculous. First of all, it's $54. You get a little bit. I think you get like 0.24 ounces or something like that, if I remember correctly. This was such a disaster. A couple people even said to me, as I put it on initially, they could already see that it was disappearing. I didn't. About a couple hours later, I looked in the mirror and half of it was gone. It just faded from under my eyes. All my darkness peeked through because I do have darkness under my eyes. This is definitely not full coverage to me, in my opinion. It melted into my skin nicely, but I think it just melted in and disappeared. Forget it. At the end of the night, it was nowhere to be found. I just saw my bare skin. It also moved the foundation as well. It wasn't just the concealer that came off. It came off and it pulled the foundation off. Thank God I was inside because of, you know, I don't really go outside anymore. I was just filming, and then to take my makeup off at home because I would have been so embarrassed being out and my under eyes, just my bare skin peeking through. This is a disaster. I would not even use this to carve out my brow bone. I'm not going to use this to carve out my brow bone. It's just bad. Like, ugh, $54. I mean, come on. The e.l.f. Camo Concealer is 100 times better than that. And that's, I think is less than $10, right? And the Black Opal Foundation. Love the texture. Wished it was darker, just like how I wished the Fenty, the cream, just how I wish this was darker. But I love the formula of it. I really want to try this in my shade as an all over foundation. I would love to see how it looks on my skin because I love the texture. And this is in, I got this in Black Walnut. I should have gotten a darker shade, but I do like this a lot. I love, of course, this Sea Breeze bronzer from Tarte. How did I forget this? This was a miss for me. When I put it on initially, I was trying to force myself and convince myself that I liked it. First of all, it's too light. It's way too orange, and it's close to my skin tone. That's number one. And I think this was the deeper shade on the Sephora website, but I heard Tarte has deeper shades on their website. I actually went on the website. I looked at it, but for some reason, I don't know, I just didn't want to pick it up. I was like, I already have, you know, other cream bronzers and contours that I like, so I didn't pick it up. This was a miss for me. I'm gonna see if my niece is interested in this because she's a lot lighter than me, and I'll probably give this to her. But so I didn't like this. And of course, I loved everything from the MAC Bronzing Collection, the Bronzejour, aka Bronzejour. I went ham with this. I had a ball with this. Today, I put a little bit on my bare skin before I put my foundation on. I didn't want to come on here looking so much like a glazed donut, but this is fantastic. So this is Bronzejour, and I think my shade, let me grab my glasses because I kept saying this whole thing was Bronzejour. These are called Bronzejour, and my shade, and these, I mean, this is the Strobe Face Glaze, and this is Bronzejour. Enjoyed that a lot. Loved the lip glass as well, and this is in Summer Chromance, not Romance. I was saying Romance. Summer, like little writing on here. I had to put this in my magnifying mirror and really see the shade, and then I went back on the Ulta website just to see the shade. These are exclusively, by the way, on Ulta's website, which is kind of like, I'm surprised it's not on MAC's website, but hopefully it comes on MAC's website because I want to purchase the Body Glow, or I think it's like the Body Glow, the Body Bronze. I'm kind of mad at myself that I didn't purchase this, and I think it's sold out. The lip glass is fantastic. I'm wearing it today. So pretty, really like it. And their lip glass is not sticky or anything like that. And then of course, to round up everything, the Bronze Light. that I went ham with. So so today in my last video, if you saw that video, I went ham with this. I was looking like, somebody said I looked like is it a glazed dumpling or something? It was so funny. I was hysterically laughing. Something dumpling. Anyway, today though, I didn't go full on. I went on the sides. I went like, I sprayed here and I sprayed here. But since I'm on camera, let's do a little full face, but not too crazy. I love this so much, guys. It's so good. If you can get your hands on it, get it. It's so pretty. And just FYI, my hair. I need a perm very badly, but I wanted to dye my hair with the henna, and I don't like to do both together. So I just washed it and I did the henna. As you can see, it's really black. I love the way it came out. But now it's like poofy and I don't know how to style it. So I'm looking at myself now and I look a little with this comb over. Anyway, that's why my hair is looking all like poofy on top. Anyway, guys, so this was my roundup of everything. So obviously I didn't love it, everything. I love this idea because sometimes, you know, you purchase stuff and you're doing your hauls and you're doing your review, but then you can finally sit back and say, And somebody asked the question, do I like this more than my La Mer foundation? I haven't worn this enough to make my decision, but if they were in a fight, it probably would be kind of like a draw right now, and this is a lot cheaper, but I haven't worn my La Mer in a while either. So it's gonna take me a little while to decide, but this right here, oh, this Givenchy foundation is so pretty. If you're looking for a good high-end foundation, pick this up. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you again for watching my video. If you've come back, I want to thank you, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.